After years of silence, Jamie Dornan has finally opened up about the darkest period of his life. The 50 Shades of Grey actor says the years of bullying he endured as a young man left unseen scars, and even made him lose faith in humanity. "I used to think I was strong, but when you're humiliated every day, isolated, looked down upon, you start to believe you don't deserve anything good. Bullying doesn't just kill your youth, it kills your faith," Jamie choked up in a new interview. Dornan says that for years, he tried to hide his pain behind a smile and a rising career. But behind the glamour, there was still a heart that was deeply wounded. Today, Jamie chose to speak up, not to complain, but to empower others who have gone through the same thing. "If you are being bullied, know that you are not alone. I was there, and I stood up. You can do it too." His post quickly went viral on social media. Thousands of emotional comments, admiring the bravery of Jamie Dornan, the man who once melted millions of hearts, now makes people cry because of his honesty. "Cloud with rain next. The one who saved me from the darkness. It was her." Jamie Dornan paused for a moment when asked what helped him get through that dark time. His eyes lit up with emotion. "I think, without her, I probably wouldn't be the person I am today." Although he didn't mention her name directly, fans quickly guessed. It was Dakota Johnson, his co-star who accompanied him through the years of pressure and prejudice after 50 Shades of Grey. Jamie said that in the days when he felt deeply hurt, Dakota was always the one who quietly stood by his side, not needing flowery words of comfort, just a sincere presence. "Dakota didn't ask me too many questions. She just sat there, looked at me, and let me know that I wasn't invisible. Sometimes, a look that understands you is more powerful than 100 words." Jamie admits that Dakota's gentleness and empathy helped him believe in human kindness again. He says that it was that friendship, pure, deep, that healed some of the wounds from the past. "Bullying made me lose faith. But Dakota made me understand that there are still people who judge you not by rumors, but by your true heart." Jamie's sharing moved the world. A series of celebrities, colleagues and fans sent words of encouragement, praising him for bravely speaking the truth and spreading a humane message. "Sometimes just one person believes in you, is enough to make you believe in yourself again." Jamie Dornan. The letter I never sent for Dakota Johnson. On a quiet evening in London, Jamie Dornan admitted that he once wrote a letter to Dakota Johnson, but never sent it. In an emotional interview, he decided to make part of it public, as a belated thank you. "I wrote it to her in 2018, right after we finished filming the last part of 50 Shades. I didn't dare send it because I was afraid she would think I was weak. But now I know, it's never too late to thank her." He opened the old notebook, his voice low, reading each line, causing the entire studio to fall silent. "Dakota. There were days when I couldn't face myself. When the world outside only saw a distorted image, you were the only one who saw me for who I really was. Thank you for not leaving me in the middle of the storm. Thank you for believing in me, when I didn't believe in anything anymore. I never said it, but you saved me, not with flowery words, but with gentle silence." Jamie said, he never knew if Dakota would read those lines, but just writing them made him feel relieved. The audience burst into tears. The host choked up. "This is not just a letter, this is a confession of a soul that has been hurt, but still knows how to love sincerely." The story spread on social media with millions of shares. The hashtag letter to Dakota quickly became a global trend, accompanied by comments like, "Not all love needs to be named. There are people who, just by appearing, are miracles." Dakota Johnson burst into tears when reading the letter. "I've been waiting for these words for 7 years." Just a few days after Jamie Dornan publicly reread the unsent letter, social media was abuzz. Fans around the world waited for Dakota Johnson's reaction, the person mentioned in those heartfelt words. And then, at the press conference for the new film in Los Angeles, Dakota officially spoke up. When reporters asked about the letter, she was silent for a few seconds, her eyes filled with tears. Dakota's voice trembled. I read it, and I cried, not because I was sad, but because I finally heard what I had always hoped to hear from him. Dakota shared that during the years working with Jamie Dornan, she witnessed his strength mixed with loneliness. She knew Jamie had been hurt, but never forced him to speak out. He always tried to act like he was fine, but I saw the tired look in his eyes every time the lights went out. I just want him to know that I always believed in the real Jamie Dornan, not the image of Mr. Grey, but the man with the most kind and deepest heart I have ever met. Dakota's tears fell as she said the last sentence. I've been waiting for those words, for 7 years. The whole audience stood up and applauded. Many of her colleagues were moved to hug Dakota. Immediately after, Jamie Dornan also sent a message from afar. Thank you for forgiving my silence. On social media, millions of people reshared the video with emotional comments. It doesn't need love, it just needs understanding, and they have it. This isn't a scene, this is the most beautiful truth Hollywood has ever created. The meeting after 7 years, when the eyes speak for themselves. In the afternoon in Los Angeles, the sunset falls on the glass roof of a luxury hotel. Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson, two names that once made the world stir, finally meet again after 7 years of silence, 7 years of communicating only through unspoken words. Jamie walks into the room where the interview team has prepared for them. The sunlight shines through the curtains, illuminating his face, a little nervous, but still the same gentle smile from years ago. Dakota turns around, and in that moment, time seems to stop. No one says anything, only their eyes meet, full of emotion, full of memories. She smiles slightly. You're here? Jamie replies softly, her voice warm but trembling. I owe you a hug, and a thank you. Dakota walks over, slowly. When the two hug, the auditorium is silent. Not a hug from a colleague, not a hug from a lover, but a hug from two souls who had saved each other from the depths of loneliness. Thank you for believing in me when I didn't believe in myself. Jamie whispered. And thank you for finally saying it. Dakota replied, tears rolling down. The reporters lowered their cameras, no one daring to interrupt that moment. They understood that this was no longer a story about movies or fame, but a chapter closed in the lives of two real people. As Jamie left, he turned to look at Dakota one last time. She smiled, her lips trembling as she said softly, finally, we have forgiven the past. Outside, the sun was fading. But for them, the light had just begun. 7 years later, Jamie Dornan rewrites 50 Shades, but this time, it's their real story. 7 years have passed since that fateful meeting in Los Angeles. Jamie Dornan has entered a new chapter of his life, more mature, more thoughtful, and most importantly, braver than ever. In an exclusive interview with Vanity Fair, Jamie stunned Hollywood when he revealed that he is rewriting a script inspired by his own relationship with Dakota Johnson. A story that is no longer about physical passion, but about trust, vulnerability, and redemption. I don't want to retell 50 Shades of Grey. I want to tell 50 Shades of Truth, 50 Shades of Trust, Vulnerability, Friendship, and Forgiveness. When asked if Dakota would be involved in the project, Jamie smiled knowingly. I can't imagine that story without her. The news spread like wildfire. Major newspapers ran headlines like this. Jamie Dornan, Dakota Johnson reunite for groundbreaking project, 50 Shades of Truth. Fans around the world were moved. Not a sequel to the film, but a sequel of the heart. Dakota then shared a brief message on social media, along with a photo of two hands holding each other in the sunset. Some stories need to be rewritten, not to change the ending, but to say thank you.